right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Let me stop this if I can. All right, how in the world is everybody doing? All right, let me say who is on first. Vicky. Well, there's Vicky. Let me see. I might have missed it. Oh, let me go back to the chat. What happened to my chat? Okay, so Vicky, T-Man, good to see you. Bill, awesome. Everybody's good to see you. Rick made it from another day at the gym. Dave P up and early. Awesome to have you, Bill. All right, Vance, good to see you. I also heard from Doug. Doug is ready to be back. There's some reasons why he was out for a little while, but he should be back really soon. All right, good morning, everyone. Let's talk about some fun things from our iMusicAcademy songbook. Now, notice that when I started playing the blues, I was doing this Akshay's blues, right? And that's just the tritone up to the fifth. And notice that I was hanging around in the space of the octave. What a fun thing to do is to get used to that octave, because there's so many things, right, Vance, in this area right here. And I'm just practicing 2, 3, 5. And then we go 2, 1, 5, and you can go 4 or 3 there. I would be interested to know if you like 2, 1, 5, 4 or 2, 1, 5, 3. Just put a 3 or a 4. I think I gravitate. I won't tell you what I prefer right there. So another song that kind of goes with this, and I was kind of hinting, is I See a Pattern Blues, which uses the descending blues scale. And then we also have the idea of where it does the tritone. Rick likes 3 there. Okay, very, very important, Rick. So Rick, this part right here we go. And this is from I See a Pattern Blues, right? So we go, all right, Bill says 3, okay? But see how I'm building up some repetition right there of outlining this. I'm thinking about the blues scale, first 5 notes, and I'm also thinking about the descending blues scale. And even from I See a Pattern Blues, starting it on the and, 1, the more I play, I see a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The more I play, I see a pattern. And then I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. And that song is actually, I've put it in several of our iMusicAcademy folders. So if you don't have that, let me know and we'll make sure you have that. But let's turn on the track and let's have some fun. And I want to brag on T-Man for just a minute. Yesterday I went over and had lunch and he had his iPad pulled up. He had the metronome going and he was practicing the blues. And it reminded me of some important things of not only getting our fingers going, but just like, let's say I'm going to warm up and I'm going to get going automatic pilot, okay? And these are just warming up the fingers. You're going to stay on C because we're in the key of C and we're working all the fingers. Now I can go on automatic pilot in the right hand after I've done that, and while I'm working on the left hand chords. Now this is building up some muscle memory, and repetition helps with that. So I'm really focusing on that left hand. I'm just going up and down, kind of a mathematical approach. And then I could go. So notice that even during that little improvisation, I did root to minor third, and then I love going down to the flat 7. I could go all the way through the entire blues. But then I did this, and then I know at some point I went minor third, and I went up to the fifth. And then I went down, you know, you have your 5 notes, you can get that tritone going. But isn't it fun sometimes just to take one pattern and one idea, like the 5-note blues scale? And yes, you can go down to the flat 7, but kind of get your groove on and develop your own style of or improvisation that you want to do. So let me turn on the track again and demonstrate this of a simple improvisation. And it's good to sing along, right? You go da, da, dum, ba, da, dum, and just thinking basic. I went up to that F. Now I'm going to put a little target note. Third. Kind of restrictive practice, so let's do that again. Target note is the third. Then I have to be on that minor third for the F chord. Third. All right, let's talk about some fun things there. I wasn't doing anything fancy at all, right? I was just going minor third in this 5-note blues scale, right? Which I sent you guys all the 15 patterns that come right out of this thing right there, including the tritone. But then we have, and this is also on that beginning blues sheet, is the idea of your third, right? Everybody write a 3 in the chat. You really want to get your jazz blues playing going, or your blues in general, is yes, you want the minor third. But you also want to hear that major third, that little light there, a lift. And this is a great way to do it. 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. And you guys talked about coffee. I have my coffee. I need to take a sip. So if you guys drink coffee, put, if you like, a little cinnamon in your coffee. Put a C for cinnamon and an NC for no cinnamon. Or maybe there's something else, but there's something about a little bit of cinnamon that does it for me. Okay, so as I'm going on this I'm going to add one more element here. Now, I have Akshay's Blues pulled up, but I want you guys to know that we're going to get to finishing this solo by doing Akshay's Blues. And you can do that through the entire blues. All right, so just like this idea of is thinking about those minor third to major third, right? All right, so we have some cinnamon. Rick, straight up. All right, so this idea of Cruella de Vil, let's add a little Cruella de Vil. Minor third to major third up to the flat 7. This is gold right here. Cinnamon and sugar, yes. Vance, that's a good thing. All right, here we go. Let's do Cruella de Vil. Same thing on F. Again. Let's do that again. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. All right, I have to stop this. This is too good right here, what we're doing. I want everybody to do this. I need to put together this little guide of this weekly practice we've been doing. Everybody lock in, okay? Because you know we started off the week by doing this lick right here. Okay, do you guys, if you remember that, it's actually a short on my channel, and actually I put this on other channels, and people love this idea right here. Right? And all that is watch this, the 4 chord of the blues, which is F, and I go thirds, and then I go minor third to major third, which this does a couple of things. Not only do you have the minor third to major third and the C triad, but this lick is in Dean's Blues. It's also in, same thing, right? Same thing from Blues Volume 1. Now let me just show you guys so you know I'm not making this stuff up. We do this repetition on this stuff for a reason, because the more we do it, the more it sinks in your playing, and then you start making things your own. Let me go look for Dean's List Blues. Dean's List Blues right here. Okay, if you look at Dean's List Blues, is the measure, I think it's measure 10, and it does this: 5, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then 3 and 5. So it goes, and I think we did that in the short. Which you can do that. So the fingering is always written out. I want you to practice that. 5, 2, 3, 2, 1. And you can hold that G. I think actually this is the easy version where it goes. So you don't even have to hold the G if you don't want to. So it's actually written. But I actually like doing it where you hold the G on top. And I know Vance would agree with that. Now, what I did there is I was doing the Cruella de Vil, and then I went ba-dee-da-da-da-bum. And I was just doing one of those ideas, and we're kind of layering things together. Let's mess around with that some more. So Cruella de Vil. Actually, I did the wrong thing. On F, I have to do right here. Now here's Dean's List. Little Ray Charles. Let's do that again. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Here we go. Let's do that again. Cruella de Vil. Here we go. Okay, let me stop it just for a second. I hope that little improvisation right there was an encouraging word right there. Notice how Cruella de Vil works perfect. Minor third to major third up to the flat 7. We talk about this as a great thing to put in there. And then you have it on F. You can do it on F, minor third to major third. Okay, that sounds great. Dean's List Blues, I played it almost on every chord. Right? And it sounds good. And once you get this down, you're going to be in really good shape because you'll love to play that over and over. Now, I was telling you that I had lunch with my dad yesterday, and he was practicing. He had his iPad, he had his charts pulled up, he was using the metronome, and he was repeating several of these ideas, these blues ideas. So remember that whenever you play your C blues, we know that those 5 notes are going to sound like $1,000,000. You also know that you have your A blues scale. First 4 notes of the A blues scale is another really, really important thing. Now, Vance, did I put the family songbook inside the member area on YouTube? Please let me know if I did that. I put so much material in the YouTube thing as well. You guys are loaded up in there. But I want to make sure. You didn't find it? Okay. I'm going to gift that to our all access group already has it, but I want to make sure I put that in the membership area. So I'm going to put a link in just a second. Okay. I love our membership area. It's growing. Sharon is the last person to join that, and I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel that way. All right, here we go. And if you're interested, just hit the join button and join our membership. Here we go. So another thing we did that's really important is this. Rick, if you're still with us this morning, this idea of sliding up to the 5th, we can go. And I was doing this a lot. I like finger 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. And going down to the flat 9 of G. And that's a really fun thing to do on D minor, everybody. So write this number down. You write 2 numbers. It's the 5th of D minor, and it's the flat 9. So you're going to write 5 and then little lowercase b for flat and then 9. So once you understand this theory, everyone, we do this all the time where we talk about this Ray Charles stuff, where you go 5th note, and I'm sliding 2 up to 2. And then I went down to the flat 9 of G, which sounds amazing, right? So let's turn on the track and have fun with this idea right here. So we have this. I could even start it right there. Again, I'll do the little Ray Charles up. Now here it is. How about this? Blues lick. Let's do that again. Now let's put a little Dean's List blues. Here we go. 2 and 3 and. Here we go. All right, I have to stop this and tell you this really important thing. I was telling you about my dad and watching him practice and using the metronome and using his charts. It really looks good, all these courses on an iPad or some kind of tablet. But this idea of simplicity in your improvisation, one of the ideas of the first 5 notes of the blues scale. There's a really nice tension between the A blues scale. Remember our trick? You go down, whatever key you're in, you go down 3 half steps, and now you're thinking A blues scale, but the first 4 notes. And I was reminding Dad yesterday of you want those first 4 notes, but then occasionally you want to hit a da-da-da-da-da bump, bump. So for C, you can do this. For E flat, you can go. You can get in. Give me that flat 7. That's important. We still have 10 minutes left in this lesson, so everybody hang in there until 8:35, and we'll wrap it up. So just hang in there. We've been doing good of getting in and getting out without me going too much over. All right, so everybody keep locked in. All right, we're going to put it all together in just a few minutes. But you have this idea of A blues scale. Somebody write an A and then write a 3, A comma 3. And this is reminding you that you have the first 4 notes of the A blues scale, and then you have your minor third to major third kind of sound. Okay, so let me turn on the track and demonstrate the simplicity of this right here. So I'm thinking A blues scale for a minute. But only the first 4 notes. Works perfect on the F. Now here you go. Notice how I can use it over the D and the G and the C, A. I gotta be on the E flat when I get to the F. How about blues lick? Let's do it again. All right, let me stop that silliness for just a second. Okay, now, what's up, Jeffrey, the most consistent man at iMusicAcademy? Good to see you. Good to see you. What is Jeffrey saying? Awesome. Hey, very, very fun little tips there. All right, if you're enjoying these tips, let me know. We're going to rank them, not rank them, but we're going to go over them again as we wind up this lesson. So, Rick, did you notice how I had the first 4 notes of the blues scale, and we're playing that for days, and then we can go into this idea right here, which gives us that release, right? We go in that release of minor third to major third. You want that major third occasionally. And other than that, there were a couple of really important things as we stayed on this little Ray Charles idea. And I was showing you guys this will work over the whole thing. And then you can even go on the G chord. And I can even do it on the turnaround. Right? I go, but notice that this 4-note A blues scale, remember we're in the key of C, we go down 3 half steps, but then I went up here. Awesome. Vance ranks this very high, and I go 6, 5, 6, flat 3. This is our lick right out of Blues Volume 1. And the reason this is important is because this kind of lick right here that you've been practicing, you've been working on, we talk about all the time, this is the kind of thing I want you guys repeating over and over, and you're building up your muscle memory. So if I go right here, all right, Rick, focus in. Or A blues scale. All right, we're gonna put them in order of kind of what we did starting at the beginning. But there's something that I keep playing over and over, and I want to make sure that you understand what I'm doing. If I did this, and I go flat 7, 7, you hear that all the time. I could go, or, and all I'm doing is doing whatever lick, and I go 6, 5, flat 7, major 7, C. There's a famous song that I'll get copyrighted strike for where it goes. It goes right. It's the idea of going to the 5th, flat 7, major 7, and your root again. Let me take a sip of coffee, and then we're going to put it all together. Now, I did not spend a lot of time on the Akshay's blues part of that, and that's okay. You have the chart, and I'm putting this. I want to do my housekeeping here. Remember, we're winding this up, but I've got to get this into my to the members of the YouTube channel. And I know my all access group, it is all on here this morning. You guys already have this family songbook, but if you don't have it, please let me know. Just email me. I mean, you guys have access to the folder, so it shouldn't be an issue, but happy to help send you that directly if you, for some reason, can't get it. And same thing with our YouTube members. We're growing strong. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm looking for the next person to hit join, but if you're not ready, then don't do it. All right, here we go. Let's talk about these in order. We started off with a little, we don't have to do them in order. Cruella de Vil. I want you guys thinking that because it gets you that minor third to major third. Cruella de Vil. And then right when you go to the F, minor third to major third. And the fingering is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another thing we said is we still remember that you have the first 5 notes of the blues scale, right? And even in your beginning blues sheet, the beginning blues pattern that I know is in the membership area on YouTube, and of course our all access, it's all in there. All these different ways you can go, all the different ways you can do those. And then the next thing is we said, of course, you have your A blues scale. And this is not I'm just telling you guys now this for the first time. No, if you're part of what we've been doing, these are review things that we're doing, and we're going to continue to do those. You never grow out of reviewing the stuff you know, and it's great to do muscle memory. So then we said, okay, you have the 4-note blues scale, which is really good. And then we said this idea of Ray Charles. And notice that my improvisations were very much repetitive on purpose. I did this. For the C blues, you can go down to the A blues scale, and you have your minor third to major third, where you surround the target note. And the way you're going to practice this, and the only other thing is the Dean's List blues, okay? The way you're going to practice this, and I'm speaking to everybody here. We have 14 people watching right now, so take one of these ideas. I'm going to demonstrate with A blues scale. 2 and 3 and 4. I'm going to do the minor third to major third. There it is. Got to be on the E flat. Blue scale coming down. And through. Let's just hang out there for a minute. And 2 and 3 and 4. Cruella de Vil will work great. Let's do it over C. So E flat. All right, guys, let's start wrapping it up by you guys start saying goodbye to each other, and let me make sure I put this family songbook inside. Just hang in there. Don't anybody leave just yet, okay? Let's do this. I'm going to the Google Drive. 1 second. Oh. I'm going to call this YouTube members family songbook. All right, now here we go. Family songbook. Let me pull this in. And you guys start saying goodbye to each other for today. And then if you are a member of All Access Group and you're like, hey, I want that too, I can't find it, whatever, you can definitely click on this folder if you want. But this is going inside the YouTube membership, this course. I'm definitely a giver with all this stuff. You guys are awesome. Okay, so here's the link. Now, I have people all the time that are subscribing to, they're like, oh, I want the PDF, but understand, you have to join. You have to hit join. You have to support the channel, and then you get all this stuff. I probably have like 10 people this week of just, they want access to everything. I'm like, I want to be able to give you everything, but this is stuff that's to people who are able to support, and they give me their hard-earned money, and I give my hard-earned time. Dad, good to see you. Dave P., good to see you. Vicky, good to see you. I love our group. All right, let me do it from the top again. Vicky, Dad, Bill, T-Man, Vicky, Rick, have a great day, Rick. T-Man, Dave P., Bill, you guys are awesome. Vance, of course. Let's see if Hugh is in for today. Dave P., Vicky. All right. I think that's everybody. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for Chord Academy, and we're going to continue to work on these voicings that everybody is loving. So, all right, Vance, I want you to make sure you click on this link that I sent you so you can get your book and start working on, take Dean's List Blues and learn that lick right there. It's really good stuff. And remember, this is all a process. You don't have to get everything. You don't have to get overwhelmed. You can take one idea and work on it, because most of these ideas will work over the entire blues. And I want you to guys to enjoy that. All right, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.